Welcome into Palillo Points. I'm Brandon Stranger Sports Map Houston. That's Charlie Palillo. You can catch him on the Charlie Palillo Show, 10 a.m. to noon weekdays on ESPN 97.5 and 92.5. And while you're watching us right now, please click like on the video and comment below to tell us what you're thinking about. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. We do appreciate the support. Charlie, welcome in. You know, I want to talk some Astros with you, but I'm going to make a strange transition to that. The Kansas City Chiefs. This weekend we saw Mahomes and the Chiefs get bounced in the conference championship game. And then I started seeing some interesting comparisons bandied about on social media. It's my second week in a row using bandied about. But we saw some interesting comparisons to the Houston Astros, a 5-year championship window in which they only have one ring to show for it. So I wanted to get your thoughts on that. Do you think the Kansas City Chiefs are the new Houston Astros?
Well, won it the first year of the explosion into greatness. Check. Second year, the Astros didn't get back to the Super Bowl, losing to the Red Sox in the League Championship Series. But I would say, if not apple to apple, at least we're in the fruit drawer. The Chiefs, though, have gone backwards now in consecutive years. Now, from the mountaintop, you can't go up once you've scaled the peak. It's nice to enjoy the neighborhood and stay for a while, but they've gone Super Bowl victory to Super Bowl defeat to AFC Championship defeat, whereas the Astros have volleyed back and forth a little bit. The Chiefs, though, gave it up at home. The Astros 2 World Series ultimate defeats, 2019 to the Nationals, 2021 to the Braves, also losing it at Minute Maid Park. So Patrick Mahomes, we would compare to probably not the specific comparison there, which is the nature of the sports, right? A quarterback in football, more significant than any single baseball player. But it holds, which of course then opens up the question, do either, both, or neither win a second ultimate championship within the next 2-3 years, whatever we would consider that window still being comfortably open?
And you brought up Mahomes. I think Mahomes, you know, obviously it's so hard to do an apples-to-apples comparison, but I almost wonder if Mahomes doesn't represent the Astros offense. And specifically, last postseason, we saw what Mahomes did this postseason, which was at times try to do too much. Sometimes good players who can do it all try to do it all the time. What are your thoughts on that?
Reminder that this stuff isn't easy at the elite level, even for the greatest talents, in part because it just isn't. Right, the Astros have had a great offense more often than not over this 5-year stretch. The Chiefs with Mahomes certainly over the last 3 years have been amazing overall, but you can't be great all the time. And they're both team sports, so this is not golf where you can put 2 balls in the water and really fall apart, or you can have a great round, shoot 68, and someone else shot 66, where you have no ability to directly impact the outcome of their performance or they of yours. So, you know, if you get there and you lose, in the Astros case in the World Series, the silver medal, right, with the Olympics about to start, the silver medal's still pretty good. Of course, others view it as, you're just first loser. In the Chiefs case, they didn't even get to the gold medal match, or a game, if you will, this year. But you're still breathing pretty rarefied air. But if you want the word dynasty thrown around, probably for most, you better win multiple championships, playing for multiple championships. I think too many people are too quick to discount that. And the Atlanta Braves winning 14 straight division titles, went to the World Series 5 times, but only won one of them. That's still a dynasty. Of course, both the Astros and Chiefs would have some work to do to have the durability of excellence that those Braves teams had.
It's almost like you're reading my mind, Charlie. It's almost like we have mind melt going on.
We are bandying.
We are bandying together. So let's do that mind melt here. You know, obviously there's a big one that got away from the Astros in 2019 when you had Verlander, Cole, Greinke, Springer still on this team. That's the one I think that will probably, you know, stick in Houston fans' craw. And you're right. You know, silver medal's still great. The the Braves, I should say, still had a dynasty, but I think they're still looked at Not quite as in the same vein as Buffalo Bills, but in that vein of kind of underachieving for as good as you are, like, having Andrew Jones and Chipper Jones and Maddox, Glavin, Smoltz, all these guys, you basically had an all-star team and you couldn't get it done except for that one time, even though you were there. I guess my question to you as it regards to the Astros is, when do they become the Braves?
How long will this window remain open, right? Correa presumably gone. All right, Altuve, Bregman under control for 3 more years. Jordan and Kyle Tucker, if there's no change to the system fundamentally, under control for at least 4 more years. The pitching, more of a question because they don't have a guy that you'd say, okay, there's Smoltz and there's Glavin and there's Maddox. So the Astros certainly have credible pitching. I would think if you go back to World Series in consecutive years and lose it, that'll start to grow. But I mean, even the Buffalo Bills, right? 4 consecutive Super Bowl losses that made them fodder for jokes and late night comics and all that. I mean, my goodness, around here is an NFL city, going to 1 Super Bowl and getting destroyed would feel like hitting the jackpot, much less to have the opportunity 4 years in a row. So never take it for granted. I understand why fan bases, maybe some members of the media, it starts getting old. I remember Billy Wagner at one point with the Astros back in the late 90s, early 2000s, before their breakthrough, and Clemens and Pettit joined the party, that I'd almost rather not go to the first round than go to the first round and lose. Hey, the only chance to win the World Series is to be in the playoffs. The only chance to win the Super Bowl is to be in the playoffs and try to advance. There is nobility in effort, sometimes even nobility in defeat. There's no chance to get a hit if you don't swing the bat or score a touchdown if you don't run a play. So I think if the Astros are in the postseason another 3-4 years, don't win another World Series, it should certainly be remembered as an amazing, amazing era, but that maybe, they still left some of that sweetest meat on the bone.